Gizmondo is one of the first commercial devices that's using the NVIDIA GoForce 3D 4500 chip that we just recently released. It became commercially available in November, the Gizmondo device, and it should start shipping in volume here in about another month.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the Gizmondo itself?
Gizmondo is based in the UK, and they're releasing a gaming device that does a lot of multimedia capabilities, video, audio, GPS navigation, GPRS for text messaging, and of course, great 3D gaming, powered by the NVIDIA chip.
Do you know the current title list that's out at the moment?
They've got a launch title list of around 6 to 8 titles. Actually, they've recently purchased a game developer called Warthog out of the UK, and they're developing a lot of titles, including Richard Burns Rally, one of their popular games for PlayStation 2.
What other devices are using the GoForce chip?
Well, NVIDIA's been working with lots of different companies in the handheld arena, including phone manufacturers, handheld game devices, and PDAs. We've been working with manufacturers like Samsung and LG, Mytek, Sendo, Motorola. Actually, the Motorola phone in Europe has been recently shipping and includes one of our GoForce 4000 chips, which has great video capabilities and camera functionality and 2D graphics.
Do you see NVIDIA taking a lead in the mobile graphics market in terms of the gaming side as it has the PC side?
Yeah, without a doubt. Just the same way that we've been working with console manufacturers like Microsoft Xbox and Sony's next generation console, we're looking at providing the same level of graphics performance capabilities inside of our handheld arena as well. We now have phenomenal 3D graphics, similar to what you would have found on a PC a couple years ago, in a handheld device at 1/1000th of the power, so that you get a long battery life and long talk time and standby time. So NVIDIA will be supplying these kind of level of graphics to these manufacturers moving forward into game devices that you carry around with you. So you can imagine in 2 years' time the power of an Xbox in your hand, being able to play it anywhere you go.
What kind of battery life do you see on the Gizmondo at the moment?
Right now, I think we're seeing mostly between 6 to 8 hours of battery life. But of course, that depends on the backlight and whether you've got your Bluetooth active and all kinds of other aspects.
What is the current availability of the Gizmondo and the price range?
So what they told me is that they launched in November, and they're looking to ship to retail stores in the next month or so, with the U.S. launch probably by April or so. And they're looking at launching at a price point probably around $399. But they've been quoted as saying that with some of their smart advertising and some of the other subsidy type things that they can do, that it might be as low as a $99 price point by the end of the year.
Thanks, Brian.
How you guys doing?
Doing all right, good. We got in your hand right there. You have a crazy new handheld device. What do you got there? What is this thing?
Gentleman is called the Gizmondo.
Whoa!
Yeah. Ooh.
Whoa!
No,
ooh.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Well, this is a new handheld / mobile gaming device produced by Tiger Telematics, actually.
Okay.
That's not the LCD version of.
I don't think so. No.
Of Double Dragon, yeah.
No,
or Afterburner.
Different Tiger.
Entirely different company.
Okay.
This is a handheld that runs Windows CE.
Try to hold it still as you could, please, for our camera. Appreciate
absolutely.
it. Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem.
Windows CE for its operating system. And it's got an NVIDIA graphics accelerator. It's called the GoForce 4500, and it packs between 1 and 2 megabytes of video RAM on that thing.
So what you're saying is the whole purpose of this is a new, basically, handheld. They're trying to compete with like the PSP or the DS.
Well, that's unclear. You know, it's when you ask them, they'll say that it's actually more of a mobile gaming device. It's a convergence device, you know, because this actually has a mobile data capability, so it communicates over a cell phone network. Which is something that the DS and the PSP can't do.
This is true.
And it has some other nifty features like a camera, as you can see right here.
There you go.
Turn it around here. There we go. Yeah, there's the camera. Yeah, and it also has GPS technology. You know, kind of thing that you have in your Lexus. Tells you how to get to In-N-Out Burger.
Yes.
When
I drive my Lexus around.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's useful for me. But so I mean, part of that what makes that cool is that they're actually going to do like location-based gaming.
Yeah, actually. I know of 2 titles.
Well, first actually, before I threw that out there, location-based gaming.
Sure.
Means what?
Okay, so you got a bunch of satellites up in the sky, basically, and they're beaming this positioning signal down, so you can pinpoint your location over the entire Earth to, like, I don't know, 1 foot accuracy, something like that. Military grade. But
So basically, what you're saying is that the games will depend on where you are.
yeah, you can actually
your
walk
actual
around.
Physical location will affect the game that you're playing.
Absolutely. There's this one game called Colors where supposedly, we haven't seen this, but you'll be able to walk around and control virtual turf and mess up punks that come onto your turf.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That sounds really wild. So what are you
Totally.
showing us here right now? What are we
All
doing for
right,
the
so
game?
this is a game called Johnny Whatever right
Okay.
here. Let's see.
Tilt that, get a little shine off of that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you
Is that
go.
all right? Okay.
I remember Johnny Whatever. It was first announced a little bit ago by like Warthog, Texas, I think, and it was supposed to be like a concept for a next-gen game.
Yeah.
And they were playing with Xbox controllers, but now
It's on the
it's on the Gizmondo.
Yeah, that's because I believe that Warthog actually became one of Gizmondo's studios in Texas. And this is actually kind of a neat idea for a game. You're a punk rocker in the near future after England's been taken over by a fascist dictatorship run by robots called the Iron Royals. Excuse me.
Nice.
Yeah, and you use your nuclear guitar. Nuclear?
Sure.
Yeah, nuclear guitar to blast these robots into pieces.
So you basically you're creating anarchy with rock.
Yeah, no, exactly.
In the future, against robots.
Anarchy in the UK.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, there's also one of the things in this game is that there's actual like licensed music and songs in the game. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, there's a karaoke mode where you can play. It's almost like a little rhythm game where you have Johnny play guitar by pressing the buttons, and you can play along with the Sex Pistols. I believe the Cranberries is in there, which is
Weird.
a little unusual.
Well, yeah, they're against the British establishment. I think.
Absolutely.
Everyone is, yeah.
They're a quieter sort of rebel, but
Zombie. And
Totally.
their bombs and their guns. Yeah.
yeah. But later on in this game, if you play through it a little bit, they have this wild sequence where it's basically this scripted thing where you fight a bunch of robot bobbies, which are British cops.
I don't know what Bobby is.
Yeah. And yeah, you basically go through this whole song and dance routine and destroy them, which is really cool.
Cool.
Fantastic.
We got a bunch of questions coming in about the Gizmondo itself. The game looks good. Now, one of the questions we got right now, Stephen Chen from Miami, Florida, GameSpot Complete members keep sending your questions, by the way. He wants to know how heavy is the unit? If you could, compare it to this little thing I had over here, my PSP. Which is heavier? What's the comparison? What are we looking at?
Well, truthfully, like the Gizmondo is actually surprisingly light for a portable. It's one of the first things you notice when you pick it up. It feels sturdy, but almost like it's kind of hollow or something. And PSP is actually pretty light too for its size. So I would say that the Gizmondo is a little bit lighter than the PSP.
And it's definitely smaller. Oh, well, it seems like it's less. The width is less.
Smaller but
it's a little
thicker.
bit taller and a little bit thicker.
Screen's a little smaller.
Screen smaller.
Take a look at
Eric
that.
Simmons in Delaware. Do you see the Gizmondo becoming a real factor in the battle of the handhelds, or will it be the next N-Gage?
Ooh.
So basically, I get,
softly.
let me rephrase this question. Is this going up against the PSP and the DS and the Game Boy, or is it going up against cell phones and the N-Gage?
Okay. Well, I don't even think Gizmondo really knows that, and we're just going to really have to see how it shakes out with retail, when this thing comes out on August 11th.
That was my next question.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Gosh. Yeah. So it comes out on August 11th.
But
now,
it's already out in the UK. Is
It
that
is
right?
out in the UK. It's been out in the UK for a couple months now.
now it's a little expensive, right?
It is a little on the expensive
How much
side.
does it cost?
Okay, so there are two ways you can buy the Gizmondo. You can buy it just straight up for $400, $399, or you can get you can opt into a special Smart advertising program, and in that case it'll be $230. And the Gizmondo will actually download, I believe, at least 3 advertisements a day and show them to you, and they'll be targeted advertisements, and it'll probably be at the base level of the operating system. So it's not going to interrupt anything you're doing. It's not going to pop up in the middle of the game and start, I don't know, shilling motor oil or something like that.
Sure, why not?
But there will be.
But there will be
that
a
is
second version.
different model.
Yeah.
Cool. August 11th. You want to take 2 more questions, and we'll send you on your way?
Sure.
Sweet. Mike in Donna, Texas. The battery. How long does it last? Is it a good battery?
The battery's not bad. I would say it's probably a little bit under the PSP, depending on what kind of game you're playing. However, this thing, the Gizmondo, uses SD cards, which have no moving parts. So it can get away with having a smaller battery. It's basically the size of a cell phone battery.
Cool. And one last question from Justin in Omaha, Nebraska. How much will games cost for the system?
We don't know. That's actually a big question.
Very good question, yeah.
Yep.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Steve.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, we'll see more on the. There's currently a lot of coverage for the Gizmondo on the site right now.
Absolutely. We'll have a launch feature together in a couple weeks.
All right, sweet. Can't wait. Thanks for coming by.
.400 megahertz processor together with a 64-bit graphics accelerator makes the games in this machine very, very good.
First of all, it's a multi-entertainer and it's handheld and it's very powerful. And this enables us to add a lot of different functions to the device.
That means that you can play games on it, you can listen to music, you can watch movies. They can be stored on the SD card, which is external. The memory can get up to 1 gigabyte in memory. You can communicate via Bluetooth or via GPRS. You can take pictures with the camera, send it as an SMS or an MMS.
You would like to do all of this with one device instead to carry around a lot of things in your pockets. On the left side you got your cell phone, you got your digital camera, etc., etc. With this device you will be able to do it all. I mean, listen to the soundtrack, watch the movie and play the game.
The GPS feature in the Gizmondo can always tell you on street level exactly where you are.
The GPS is a killer application in the device. And, well, first of all, the thing to have a GPS included in the multi-detainer is something unique, never done before. I mean, as a GPS, you can use it for positioning and so forth. Then, as well, we include it in a gaming environment. We are currently developing game situations where you will have the GPS as a factor. I'm talking about a third dimension in gaming. I mean, for the first time, you will have elements of the game taking place outside the screen.
Never in gaming history have you had the chance to play with a GPS inside a product like this. Now you can play with your physical situation in a game. That means that your location or the environment you are in can affect the game.
We're just starting this process now, and we don't know how far this development can go. We're using the Windows CE platform provided to us by Microsoft, and that platform has a lot of goodies.
Everything that runs on a Windows computer can actually run in this device.
We're talking now about the multi-entertainer, but it's a game. It's a game because it's out there to make people enjoy themselves and to play together. I mean, with the powerful engine that it has and the platform, we will have a device that you can play on the way to work, on the way to school, whatever, multiplayer through Bluetooth with your friends, included the GPS where you can play outside the screen as well, I mean the third dimension. This is one of the very important factors that makes this a new era mobile gaming.
I think that the Gizmondo, with all its features in one place or in one machine, has a position for the consumers. I think it will be a very interesting battle between us, Sony, Nintendo, Nokia and maybe some others. But I think that we will turn out well.
We are a very dedicated team and we are working around the clock and have been doing so for quite some while now. So the closer we get to the goal, the more excited we're gonna get. And yeah, I think that we will overwhelm all the public out there.